I'm Alexander Slawinski from Joystiq. I'm here with Chris Butcher, the engineering lead on Destiny, which is coming in what year again? 2014, 2015?
Coming next year.
To Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4, and PS3. What is Destiny? Is it an MMO? What space does it occupy?
We think about Destiny as being a first-person shooter. I mean, it is a great action game filled with visceral combat that players love. That's what it is to us, first and foremost. But then it's set in a living, persistent world, and it has a lot of social features, and you get to customize your player character. So it has a lot of great features to it, but it's a shooter.
Mostly consoles are microphone-based socialization. So how does the social aspects of the game work in terms of coordinating with a mic?
So mostly the social aspects of the game I'm talking about are in gameplay. You're playing with your friends, and then as you're running around the world, when you go into public areas, you're going to see players from other fire teams. You're going to socialize with them in the game. So that's the heart of what we talk about. And then as far as the other social and communication features, we're mostly just showing the gameplay here at E3.
So is there an end game? Is there a campaign? What is it?
There are lots and lots of different activities in Destiny. The way we think about it is that if you're in the mood for high-intensity gameplay, or low-intensity gameplay, or cooperative, or competitive, whatever your mood is, there should be an activity that will meet you. So here at E3, we're showing an example of one of the story missions that then turns into a public gameplay space at the end.
Now talk a little bit more about the public gameplay space. We've seen this in MMOs before. Do you invite friends? Do they just show up? How do you break up XP then from that point?
So the way we think about the public spaces is that there are areas within the world of Destiny where, as your fire team goes into that area, you'll be seamlessly match-made behind the scenes with other fire teams. So there's no UI and there's no progress bars or loading screens or anything like that. And that's where we think shooter players are going to find the gameplay that's most interesting and meaty for them, because it's something that we think is kind of new and unexpected and exciting. And what happens is, in these public areas, like I say, you'll be match-made seamlessly with other players, and there's a large-scale cooperative experience. There's continuously dynamic events that are kicking off in these public areas, and you can choose to engage with them if you want, or you can choose just to go about your own personal mission, whatever you came to do there. So it's really up to you. You don't have to participate if you don't want to, but if you do, you get to enjoy this cooperative experience and you get additional rewards as well.
So can you join at any time? Do you request to join in? How does that work?
Yeah, so there's no UI, there's no requesting or anything like that. You'll just be playing in this public area, you'll see other players there, and the game will tell you there's an event starting over here, and you can choose to go and participate in that, or you can just ignore it and then keep going.
What do you think is the misconception right now about Destiny? What space does it fill in genres, or what type of game is it?
Well, we think about Destiny as an action game. That's really what we're shooting for, and what we're hoping to create is a first-person shooter that's really satisfying, that has these elements that keep players coming back to this world that feels like a real living place that players will go to time and time again. So I think we're really hoping that once we get it in players' hands, they'll form their own impressions and they'll start talking about it in ways that make sense to them, because it's a very customizable experience where you as a player will relate to it in whatever way that you choose.
What's been the most exciting feature that you've worked on for Destiny?
The thing I'm most excited about is that we have a brand new engine for Destiny, and one of the things we really focused on was our toolchain. So we have a tremendous group of talented, passionate artists and designers at Bungie, and when we're able to give them tools that let them create spaces quickly and then populate them with lots of life and detail, it lets them do more. They can build wider spaces, they can put more polish and attention to detail in the places that they're really going to lavish their attention and love on. And it lets us create this game that we would never have been able to do without these tools. So one of the things that we love is the real-time lighting system that we have in Destiny. Everything that you saw in the Sony stage demo is being lit in real time. So that lets us do a lot of great dynamic lighting. You can have a space that's dark that lights up, and you can change the time of day. You can change anything about the lighting environment according to how the designers and the artists want to do it. And that's great because it gives them a lot of freedom to do things they weren't able to do before. Another thing that's really exciting to me is our animation system. It allows us to have enemy combatants of great fluidity that just look like they're really grounded in this space. It really doesn't take you out of the experience at all.
So the PlayStation 4 presentation yesterday, was that canned? Were they actually playing as they went along? How did that work?
We were playing that live on stage, so we had 7 players on stage playing the game live in a networked environment. And so you saw the fire team start off with just one person, then another person joins them in his fire team, then they go up to a third, and then they go into the public area and 2 more fire teams of 2 players each join in. So you had 7 players all playing live in that cooperative gameplay experience.